Hi everyone, welcome to Manna from Devon Cooking School. This week on Woodfired Weekly we're going to be cooking a pancake and stuffing it with a mixture of vegetables, lentils, spiced up with some curry spices. And this is a dish which reminds me of something we used to cook at home when I was a teenager, where we'd get some curried mince, nice dry mixture, and just make a regular pancake, a regular old Shrove Tuesday pancake, and wrap the whole thing up. It's a delicious dish, very simple to do, and a nice way of serving pancakes with a savoury filling rather than just doing the sweet thing. So you could do this as a Shrove Tuesday thing, or you can do it at any time of the year. What we're doing here, and we've been doing recently, is mixing this with some lentils rather than mince. But if you'd rather do it with some mince, just use some minced lamb or some minced beef. That will be absolutely fine. We're going to start by cooking some vegetables, and in my pot here I've got onions, garlic, ginger. We're going to cook those first, and then we've got a little bit of sweet potato, pepper and celery, which is going to go in with it. Nice hot pan, a little bit of sunflower oil, onion and garlic, get that sizzling a little bit, and then in with these other vegetables, and just 4 or 5 minutes in the oven with a regular stir so that they don't start to catch or burn. Whilst those get started, let's just have a look at the pancake batter. So here we've just got a regular pancake batter, eggs, flour, salt and milk. No sugar in this one because we're going for a savoury version, and we want this to be single cream consistency. Recipe as ever will be on the blog, and we'll put a link to that below the video. So I add a little bit more milk as required to give us a nice thin consistency. And this has had half an hour to stand, and during that time it usually thickens up a little bit, so then adjust at the end as required. I can hear those vegetables behind me sizzling, so I'm going to give those a stir. So those are starting to look nice and soft. Also in this mixture there was always a little bit of fruit of some sort, so I'm going to add a handful of sultanas. We'll carry on, cook that for another minute or two, and then add some spices. So those are looking nice and soft. The sultanas are starting to plump up a little bit. Now I'm sure that back in the day this was just a spoonful or two of curry powder that went into our sauce, and it still could be. So we've got a little bit of curry powder there, a little bit of turmeric, a little bit of extra chili, if you like a little bit of extra chili, and a little bit of cumin, nice hit of coriander, and some salt. Mix all of those together. I'm just going to cook those spices for a minute or so before we add some liquids. So into here now I'm going to add just a couple of tablespoons of tinned tomato blitzed up, a splash of water, and some lentils. Green lentils or puy lentils are great in this because they've got a nice sort of earthy, meaty flavour to them. If I was using mince, then I would have cooked the mince, of course, a little bit before the vegetables went in. Now I want this all to cook gently, for the flavours to come together, for the spices to soften a little bit. And then I want to end up with a really nice dry mixture. So I'm going to keep the water handy and just add a little bit as required to keep this moist as I cook the pancakes and get everything else ready. I've got a pan here ready for the pancakes. A nice big pan, fairly heavy, nice flat base because we want lots of contact with the base of the oven. We're just going to cook them in a little bit of butter and a little bit of oil to stop the butter from burning. And for this I want the oven really quite hot, so kind of a 1 Mississippi oven, up sort of 350, 400 degrees. So a nice reasonably decent fire burning at the back should keep it up there, and I'll push the pan fairly deep into the oven. So we've got a nice hot pan, nice shimmer on the oil in there. Add a little butter. In with a swirl of pancake batter to give us a nice thin coating of mixture. Back into the oven. Check our vegetable mixture, just make sure it's not drying out. I've got that towards the door, so that's keeping it a little bit cooler. Pancakes towards the back. So you can see the pancake is puffing up nicely in there and hopefully being nice and loose from the pan. Just give that another second or two in the oven. We'll check that pancake now. If this will come loose, then we might just attempt to flip. Way! Woohoo! Back into the oven for a few more seconds. My pancake has a bit of colour both sides. So we'll pop that one on there. Cover that over and cook a few more until I've got a little stack of pancakes ready to go. So my mixture here, now nice and dry, that's exactly how I want it. And just be careful with this that you don't turn your back on it for too long and lose sight of the fruit, which can easily burn if they're proud on top of the mixture. So that just needs to stay warm now. So I've got a stack of pancakes now, ready to stuff. We're going to take one of those, spoonful of our dry mixture, little sprinkle of coriander if you like, little squeeze of lime or lemon if you like, a little bit of yogurt. And this always reminds me of a Mexican burrito, similar kind of idea, beans wrapped in a pancake. And I'm just going to carry on now and fill the rest of those pancakes with the rest of that mixture. So there we are, curried lentil stuffed pancakes, a nice kind of Anglo-Indian dish with no particular origins that we're going to lay any claim to, but delicious nonetheless for all of that. If you've enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you'd like to receive a new video every week. Question, comments below, and we'll put the recipe and notes on our blog and put a link to that below the video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.